Hey guys, this is Thunder Dragons. I want to do a video on this. This is a really incredibly fun deck to play. As a matter of fact, Stephen Freshy showed my replay on stream. So thank you. That's a big thanks to him, my brother. I want to show you guys what this deck can do. So first, we start off with 2 Blackluster Soldier on Void the Evening Twilight. Yes, I do not have Chaos Sorcerer. Yes, this is a budget option for him, but it works because this deck can actually really adjust its graveyard well. So its effect is cannot be normal summoned or set, must be special summoned by banishing all light or dark monsters in your graveyard while you have an equal amount of each. So if you have 1 light, 1 dark, so 1 Hawk, 1 Thunder Dragon Dark, you can bring this bad boy out. Okay, or if you have 2 of each, so if you have this, which we'll get to in a second, a Thunderhawk, a dark, 2 darks, or a dark and a roar. But anyway, let's get into his effect. When he is summoned, you get to activate an effect based on which attribute of monsters you banish. So if you banished your light, you get the effect to banish 1 monster your opponent controls. So, or target 1 monster on the field and banish it. So it can be on your special. But generally you're banishing your opponent. So this could be good to get rid of your opponent's monster. Also, the difference between this and Chaos Sorcerer is not only does it have more attack, but it also activates on summon. So what's really good about this effect is that it's a trigger effect. So even if your opponent floodgates it or cannot use it, you still get its effect anyway. So that's really good. 2 Thunder Dragon Hawk. Now, this is where I start getting into the engine. You have 3 Thunder Dragons. Hawk, Dark, and Roar. Now, they all have 2 effects each, and they all have different effects. Thunder Dragon Hawk is basically your monster reborn in this deck. By discarding it, you bring back any Thunder Dragon from your banish, or you remove from play section of the game. Well, banish zone or your graveyard. So you're using this to bring back either your Dark or your Roar. Sometimes you'll use it as a tribute. So you could, for example, you could use Hawk to special summon back your Dark and then tribute it for your Roar. Or you might use it even to tribute for your Different Dimension Master. You could also use it as a synchro play. So if you bring back your Dark, you can synchro with Crystron Citri to make Black Rose Dragon. Black Rose Dragon, when it's synchro summoned, destroys all parts of the field. You could also synchro summon with Dragon Roar to summon your Scrap Dragon. Scrap Dragon is a very powerful synchro monster that allows you to target 1 card you control, 1 card your opponent controls, and destroy them. So really good. Also, you have in this deck your Different Dimension Master, but we'll get to him a bit later. Now, the other effect of your Dragon Hawk is when it's sent to the field, to the graveyard, or banished. So they all have effects when they're sent to the field or banished. This allows you to create a mulligan. If you don't know what a mulligan is, it basically allows you to shuffle any amount of cards in your hand and draw a new card. So it's almost like a bigger version of Switcheroo, a card version of Switcheroo, except you shuffle multiple cards. So this could be really good if you have a bricky hand and maybe you want to unbrick your hand. It does come up. Sometimes one of my bros, Chopper 200, was running this with Palladium Oracle Mahad. So basically you would trigger Dragon Hawk's effect, shuffle in a certain amount of cards. If you draw Mahad, you can then summon it. If you do draw Mahad, make sure your toggle is set on, because it's an optional effect, otherwise it will not trigger. You will not get the special summon Mahad. So be careful with that. That could be a good tech if you're going up against dark monsters and you really want to get over them. There's a lot of high-powered dark monsters in this game. Be careful with Dark Lords, though, because they can negate your Mahad. So be very careful with that. Alright, so 3 Thunder Dragon Dark. Now, this is your second Thunder Dragon. It has 2 effects. Its first effect is a quick effect, which means you can use it on your turn or on your opponent. And it is spell speed 2, and it says that you can discard this card and add 1 Thunder Dragon Dark to your hand. Now, every effect on this card is a hard one to return. And what do I mean? That you can only use 1 of these effects per turn. and that's a hard once to turn in that effect. So for example, if you use the first effect with Thunder Dragon Dark, you cannot activate the second effect. The whole card is a hard one to turn, so be very careful with that. It's not soft. Alright, so you discard this card, you add one Thunder Dragon Dark in. This is really good because it sets up Citrus plays in your graveyard. Also, it really thins out your deck, so that's a really good effect for that. Its second effect is, if this card is banished or sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add one Thunder Dragon card in your deck to your hand, except for Thunder Dragon Dark. So this is really good because you can add the Hawk, you can add another copy of Roar. Generally, you're going to add Hawk though. So one play you may make is that you activate Goldstar, or you're going to add your trap. So the two cards you're mainly adding are Hawk and your trap. So one play you may make is you may activate Goldstar, banish your Roar, special summon your Dark, tribute for another Roar, for instance, and then activate its effect to search your Thunder Dragon 100 Thunders, which I'll get into in a second. If you're used to playing Metaphys, this has a very similar strategy to that. It's almost like a beatdown Metaphys. So if you're used to playing Metaphys, this has a very similar strategy. It's almost like Metaphys and Fire mixed together. That's the way I put this down. Alright, now your third Thunder Dragon is Thunder Dragon Roar, and I think it's the best one out of all of them. Thunder Dragon Roar allows you to discard one card. Its first effect is discard the card, add to your hand from your banished or in your graveyard one Thunder Dragon card. So this is good to recycle your trap. Also good to, maybe add a Hawk for your banished that you used already. You're not really going to add this card. You're more going to use your Hawk or your Thunder Dragon 100 Thunders. The only time you would add your Thunder Dragon Dark is, let's say for example, you want to make a synchro play, and you activate Goldstar, you banish your Thunder Dragon Dark, and then you would add this to the hand so you could set up your Crystron Citrus. That's the only time you would do that, is if you don't open Thunder Dragon Dark and you have Citrus in hand. So you would use Roar to get back your Thunder Dragon Dark for next turn, or this turn because you haven't used this effect. You actually did use this, actually, at the way to next turn. So next turn, you would discard it and then summon. You would have a Summon Citrus, and you could go into your Samurai Destroyer, which I'll get to. So, let me go over that play quickly again. You activate Goldstar, you banish your Thunder Dragon Dark. Thunder Dragon Dark searches Thunder Dragon Roar. You discard Roar, add Dark to your hand, and then the following turn you discard Dark with Citrus on field, and then you can synchro summon. Alright? So, those are the three Thunder Dragons. Keep in mind, again, I'm going to remind you, they're all hard once per turn. So you can only activate one effect of the Thunder Dragons per turn. You can't use both of their effects. Next, two different Dimension Masters. Different Dimension Masters is my tech, okay? Here, the tech I put in. You don't have to play it, but I feel it's a spicy tech. You can discard one spell card, and this is a soft one per turn, to special summon one of your removed monsters. You're constantly banishing things in this deck, whether it's Thunders, or you're banishing things, maybe even off the Flash, back in some I'll show you, and off your DLS, and off of your Thunder Dragon effect, in Goldstar. So why not take advantage of that? You're banishing so many things that different Dimension Master is really good. You can discard any spell, you have 6 targets to special summon any one of your monsters. This could really help you beat down and really get to your opponent. So if you have Hawk in hand, this guy on field, you discard a spell, special summon your Roar, then activate Hawk, special summon another monster, and then you have 3 monsters that you can down. Really good. And plus, if any of them are sent to the raid, for example, your Roar or your Dark, then you have recovery options. So really good. Next, 3 Crystron Citrus. Oh, one other note. You can bring back your Citrus that's banished. I'll show you the replay. I have one replay for this deck, and I'll show you how this exactly is going to work. So you bring back your Citrus, and then you can go into a Black Horse play off of that too. Alright? So 3 Crystron Citrus. This is your tuner of the deck. Now, I want to bring up, there is one other tuner you can run. There's actually a few tuners, but one tuner I was playing with earlier was Quan. And the reason why sometimes I'm not overly thrilled with Citrus is because a lot of people can get over 2600, and the problem is if you synchro summon for Christian and destroy it, You Synchro Summon to Samurai Destroyer and destroy it. Kind of stinks. So what Quan would allow you to do instead is Quan would allow you to Synchro and Ham with Thunder Dragon Dart. You Synchro Summon into this. Powered in Zexon, and what Zexon does is when this card is Synchro Summoned, so you summon this on your opponent's turn, this card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects that both you take no damage. So, if you Synchro Summon for your Powered in Zexon, not only can it be destroyed that turn, it cannot also take no battle damage. So, for example, if you summon it to attack mode and your opponent doesn't know it, and they attack him with a Brave Neos and try to use Alice's effect to bump it up, maybe to go for lethal, then they won't take the damage. Alright, so they have to pay attention to this effect. Also, if they attack directly with a Cyber Dart, they're not going to take the damage. If they attack directly with an Anki, they're not taking the damage. So, really good. Also plays around Concentrating Current, OTKs, so this is really good to surprise your opponent. So, this is a kind of a good card to use with your Crystron Quan. You can't summon it off of Citri, but you can use it with Quan. Also, Citri can also Synchro Summon by using Different Dimension Master that's in your graveyard. If you use Quan, you can also Synchro Summon with in the hand. So Quan may be the better option. We'll see as we go along. But Quan is definitely a really good option in the deck. Alright? To use. Cool? Cool. Alright, next. You could also use Crystron Ryan, but I'm not really a big fan of him. Because then you have to get your cards banished to use him, so it's kind of situational. And you don't really want to go into 8. The 9 that you would go into with him is Vermilion Dragon Mech. Vermilion Dragon Mech's a good synchro monster, but again, on its own, it doesn't really do much, so it gets me a little bit leery, because he could easily be run over. I really don't love synchro summoning him on my turn. Next, for the deck, 3 Gold Sarcophagus. You could also run a Lupine in the deck. I'm not a big fan of him because he takes up normal summon, and then your opponent will be able to OTK right through Lupine. So it's not my biggest. I'm not the biggest fan of a loop in the deck. You can run this if you want. 3 Gold Sark. Gold Sark is really good to banish all your Thunder Dragons. So again, Dark to add a card, Roar to summon a monster, but that monster goes to your hand at the end phase. Alright, so your second effect, I don't think I went over its second effect, so I'll go over it really quick. Its second effect allows you to summon one out of the deck in defense, but it goes to the end of the end phase. So this is really good. Summon out either your Dark or your Thunder Dragon Hawk, and then you can bring that to your hand at the end phase. So it can be good to search things. Then that's basically what this is there for. You can also combo with with your Different Dimension Master if you want. So if you really want to bring the monster back that turn, you can do that too. And 3 Legacy Clash. Legacy Clash is really good because you can banish your monster. You'll have a lot of monsters on field, and you'll have a big opportunity to do so. Banish one monster in the field, and then your opponent loses attack and defense equal to the original attack of the banished monster. So if you banish your Thunder Dragon Roar, they're going to go down by 24. If you banish your Hawk, 18, and your Dark by 16. Also, your Synchro monsters, you can banish that. Alright, so really good. Also, we'll trigger your effects if you haven't used your effects that turn. So if you use Trap, and then you use your Flash, you haven't used your effects that turn, you can go ahead and do so. Now, the 4 top card of the deck, Thunder Dragon's 100 Thunders. If you have played the TCG, you know about Return to the Dimension, you know about Dimension Fusion, and you know about Soul Charge. Unless you haven't played it. Soul Charge, this is very similar to Soul Charge. Alright? So this targets one Thunder type monster in your graveyard to special summon it. If you have monsters in your graveyard with the same name as the special summon monster, you can bring them all out. Now, the problem with this card is that after they're special summoned, they get back when they're dead. So you gotta be careful with that. Different Dimension Master again, combos with that, so that way we can bring them back. Okay? So, with that being said, I'll show you in the replay some of the play styles of the deck, and we'll go over it. The skill we're using is Beatdown. I wouldn't do anything else but Beatdown at this point. Because Beatdown is so good in the meta. Everybody's playing Beatdown, which means that... whoop. Yeah, so here we go. Here's the replay. So Shadow Titan versus Paradox Runners. This is the one Steve is showing me, but I'm going to carefully go through it and explain everything to you.
Let's see if you have the cards.
Now, this is a flat-out brick. Roar is a brick. Roar is too flat. So this isn't right away. This is not looking good for us.
It's my turn.
I activate my monster's effect.
Search the Golden Castle. So right away I say,
I activate my monster's effect.
And we also have to worry about lava going too.
From my hand, I activate. I choose this card.
So he's gonna go ahead and summon his
very well.
Princess
I special
or Cinderella. I just call Cinderella. That's the way she was called in the anime.
Draw. I set.
Flip the glass, flip the summon the pumpkin carrot.
I draw.
We draw Citrine, not a good draw for us. We could have summoned Citrine in that glass. I tried to bait him out that it was a drowning. So we draw top deck to Gold Star. Gold Star's going to banish our Thunder Dragon Hawk. We're going to mulligan, use that Switcheroo type effect. Shuffle in 2. I want to keep Lord and keep it in hand. Now, we're going to use Lord to add back our Hawk effect. And we're just going to end. I figure now we'll go into Light Ruler. And we got Light Ruler, our Alley of Justice level 8.
My monster's effect.
So our level 8 machine. Its effect is not that important. It gains Light Ruler from the graveyard. It's not really that important. It doesn't really come up that
Watch closely.
But there are light monsters.
I special summon a monster.
Like Neos, Brave Neos, there's a lot of light monsters out there, so this might be something you may want to pay attention to if you fan of light monsters. Maybe you get Blue Eyes, you can get this thing up pretty big, over 3,000, and good for a beatdown strategy.
I activate very well.
So he's gonna summon Princess. I figure out things
so fast.
I clash the monster. Yeah.
Activates.
Since we summoned our Dark with Citri, very important to get to use Citri's effect because Citri got banished after we single summon with it, along with our Dark. So when Dark is banished, you can add any Thunder Dragon card to your hand. So really good. Complicated with the whole deck. Really good spinner with the whole deck.
Let's do this.
Now, I tribute summon for a different dimension master. Now,
effect activates.
We have World Legacy Clash, so different dimension master effect. By starting one spell, we can bring back our. Well, I have to use
my monster's effect.
We're gonna activate different dimension master. Reborn Citrine. I noticed he has a full established field. Now, even if we black roast him, pumpkin carrots will still protect the field spell. But it's okay. We wanted to clear everything off the board. I didn't want him to have this big board that he could sit on. So immediately into Black Rose Dragon. Black Rose is going to put everything up.
Here I come.
And then we're going to use Hawk's effect to make sure we have a monster. So he goes and activates to get another Golden Castle. Activates Iron Cage, which would normally allow him to special summon our monster.
Here I come.
I
special summon a monster.
Next standby phase.
I'm setting a monk. I end my turn.
Get ready.
So during his next standby phase, he can bring it back. If he has Golden Castle out.
Watch
so
closely.
Roar allows me to special summon back Roar. Then I go ahead and normal summon Citrine. And now I secret summon into my monster. So Roar, when it sets the graveyard, be able to bring out another Roar. So you scratch Dragon's effect to blow up the Golden Castle. Activate Thunder Dragon, Princess Thunder. This is the special summon 2 Roar. And then we can go for up to death. So we attack. He has fear here, so he gets to protect himself.
I end my turn.
Top deck's another face down monster. Now he misplays bad.
My monster's effect.
He had his Red Maju, which would have went up to 4K.
Let's do this.
But apparently he did not do that.
I'll play this.
We tribute for our Thunder Dragon. Start. Big down. GG. So just to show you how really good this deck is. Is this with Thunder Dragon? I don't think this was Thunder Dragon, so I'm not going to show it off. No, that wasn't Thunder Dragon.
Let's go.
So, Thunder Dragons overall are an extremely, extremely powerful deck. you use a ton of different strategies. A big brain, yes, you have to know what you're doing. All right, this isn't Dark Lords or Master Destiny that you can pick up in 2 seconds. You gotta duel. You gotta play test this deck. Get a lot of knowledge with it, and then you should be good to take it on the ladder.
Nothing will save you from humiliation.
Actually, Small Cheese did really well. He top 8'd in Meta Weekly with DK'd, so he did a phenomenal job with that. Unbelievable job by Small Cheese. This is a really good deck, though. He had a different build than I did, obviously. Childhood 200 came out with an awesome build of this deck. One of his replays, he was playing Palladial Oracle, so that's actually really good. And then, you know, he also played a lot of really spicy techs in this deck. So you can run a lot of good techs in this deck. You can even tech Ginzo. Ginzo's a really good tech to deal with back row. Mobius, that's a spicy tech. I was originally trying to tech this, and I'm going to warn you guys before you even decide to look at this card. Hane and Hane do not target. They target. I thought they didn't because card attack is really weird. So they do target. I was originally planning to return 3 months. I think you guys could play Fightus with this, but you can't. So, with that being said, that's pretty much it for the deck. The other thing, one more thing I want to go over. I briefly discussed Light Gazer in the replay to gain 200 attack with Light in the Grave. Samurai Destroyer, we really didn't talk about this card. This card is absolutely amazing. It's Armades when you attack into your opponent's monster, but even better, it negates the opponent's monster's effect. So what does that mean? If you attack into Fortune Lady Every, their attack will go to 0 because their effects get negated. If Cocytus attacks into this, their attack will get negated because their effects will get negated, and that's a non-targeting effect that they will negate their opponent's monster effect. So really good there. Their attack will just get stopped. So really good card. You can also use it against something like Fortress Warrior. If you swing into that Fortress Warrior, their effects are negated, so it won't be protected. Obnoxious, no, because Obnoxious. Well, actually, yes. If you swing into Obnoxious, yes, it will not get. It will be destroyed. That was a big one. Decider, no, because you can't attack into it to begin with. But Obnoxious Celtic Guardian, their Fortress Warrior, yeah. So good to get some random tilty things, and Amazon the Swordswoman and stuff like that. Alright, so, it also works if your opponent decides to attack into you. Alright, because it says if this card battles your opponent's monster. So if they attack into you with a princess, that'll get negated. If they attack him with their Every, then it'll get negated. Alright? Also, if it face the card leaves the effect by your opponent's card effect, the target is initiating effect from it. If they stretch it, you can just bring it right back. Also, you can bring back your Crystron tuners, they're all machines. So if they use Drowning Mirror Force, well, then you can you should be able to bring back your machine. So if they get rid of this thing, deprison it. They deprison it. It comes back. If they stretch it, you can bring back him. But like I said, even if they banish your Samurai with deprison, you can protect your Crystron. So that's the deck. Again, Light Gazer, just to go over really quickly, Light Gazer gains 200 attack to reach light in your opponent's grave. So against Blue Eyes, this could be very good. Obviously, if they have like a Dragon Spirit or White of Blue Eyes and a Stone in the grave, then this will go gain 600 attack. And this will be at 3,000 attack. With a beatdown, you could easily be talking 3,900 attack. So obviously that's good against Blue Eyes. Alright? And maybe some other light decks like you know. So, Smart Rise signing out.